Now let's add a game over screen to our game. For that, let's go on to backdrops here, choose the backdrop, and these are the setup ones. So what I recommend instead is going on to creating your own here in Paint. In Paint, you can choose a random color, or if you're choosing, let's click on bitmap. Basically paints the pixels, fill, and then we're gonna go into vector for the text, because if you create text in bitmap, which is the setting we're on, you can't modify afterwards. But if you're in vector mode, you are able to edit the text later on if you want. Right, game over. It's actually in the same color as the background, so let's click on fill in brown, game over. I'm going to make this pixel, make it larger. Game over. All right, so we have that. Now we're going to be using a setting called programming block called messages. These are in events. So if we go to the Apple, which is when the game is over, instead of writing stop all, we're going to use when a message is received, and also when in broadcast message. I'm gonna put this here. We're going to broadcast. Let's add another message, new message. It's gonna be called game over. It's basically a signal that you can use in other places throughout the program to activate things. So broadcast game over, and then click on backdrops, and then choose when I receive game over. We're going to put on looks, change backdrop, switch backdrop to backdrop 2, which is game over, right? We also want to do so that at the start of the game changes to backdrop 1, baseball, so we don't start at the ending screen. So whenever the game is done, game over, right? Now we have to receive this message at the baseball and batter programming section 2, so the game stops, right? So in Apple, you're going to have when I receive message game over, we're going to stop all the scripts, right? And also let's make it so the ball hides. But remember, if you make something hide, you also need to show it at the beginning of the program. Oh, it does, so we're good. Let's do the same thing for the baseball. Events, when I receive message game over, hide, and also stops all the scripts. This means it's going to stop this script, right? That's why if it goes to game over again, you'll see there's no more Apple, there's no more baseball. Now we have to do this one more time for the batter. Exactly the same code. When I receive game over, looks, hide. Let's also show it here, because remember, if we hide something, we need to also show it at the beginning of the game, or else it's not going to show again. Hide, and then controls, stop. all the scripts. See, the game is working properly, but the moment I hit a apple, everything goes away. Now we also want to restart the game because one of the requirements is to add a restart button to your game. So for that, we can either create or also just choose a sprite that's in form of a button. Let's choose this one. We'll put it here. If you click on costumes, you're able to modify. Let's text. We'll click restart. Center your text. Change the color. There. We'll click on code again. And then we're going to hide this button at the start of the game. Because if you notice, if I click start, the button's still there. We want to hide it, right? So at the start of the game, I clicked looks, hide, but when message received, game over, we're going to show the button, and then when this is called sprite, right? The button. So if we want to add an option so that the game restarts when we click this, we have to look for when sprite is clicked. So not this one. Here it is. When the sprite is clicked, we're going to broadcast another message. So this is going to be called reset. So we're resetting the game. Then we're going to switch the backdrop to 1 again because we want to go back to the baseball field. There we go, see? But we also want to hide this. So if we lose, boom, restart, we go back to the main game. But we have to again activate the apple, the baseball, and the batter. For that, it's basically the same code we already have. The only thing is that we have to activate it again. So for the batter, since it's not showing anymore, what we do is go to events. When I receive message of reset, I'm going to show the player again. There we go. Game over, restart, see the player still here. The baseball. When I receive reset, we're going to do is basically copy this code. Well, not basically, we are going to copy this code. We'll put it here. Then the game should restart. So until we lose. See the ball, it's going down again. Same thing for the apple. When message received reset, to copy this, duplicate, here we go. Boom. Restart. There it is. Both of them. Start. Starts from 1. Now we have to make so the baseball player still moves. For that, let's see. So we have when the green flag clicks, the right arrow key moves it to the right, the left arrow key moves it to the left, right? So see, we're stopping. We're going to get rid of the stop, all the scripts and this, right? Because we don't really need it. So as long as the player disappears, see, there's no more reason to stop the part. Now if we restart it, it's going to show again. The baseball player can still move, and then it can still lose again. See?